Hey guys, welcome to the Writings Workshop. Today I am going to be making a Grinch inspired soap. If you know anything about me or my family, you know that we're obsessed with the Grinch. We quote it all year round. So I did a little sketch on kind of how I want this bar to look. I'm not a drawer, so don't judge too much. But I'm gonna keep this bar pretty simple. So I'm gonna be doing a green solid bar, just like the Grinch's color. The little spikies are gonna be like his hair. And then I'm gonna do a little heart in the middle because if you've watched the Grinch, you know the story is his heart is two sizes too small, but at the end his heart starts to grow, so on and so forth. So for this soap, the scent I decided to use is called Balsam Cedar. It's in this little jar right here. It's called Balsam Cedar. It is a crisp blend of balsam pine. It is has aromatic cedar leaves and juniper berries, and it's a very fresh scent. Just imagine sitting on a ski slope, and that's pretty much this scent. It's amazing. It's great for both men and women. More on men's side, it's definitely more masculine, but I myself would use it. And then I used a new mold. So this is the heart that's actually gonna be in the middle. This is all soap. I made this ahead of time, but so when I cut the bar, you'll have like a little bitty heart in there. So I kind of cut the end off just to kind of see what it would look like, and there we go. That's kind of what it'll look like. Hopefully you can see it. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Oh, let me show you the color. The color I'm doing, it's called Neon Green, and you can get this at Nurture Soap. All right, so we're gonna go and get started. So this is my oils. My oils is coconut oil, palm oil, olive oil, castor oil, and sweet almond oil. And then this is my lye water solution. So it's just distilled water and sodium hydroxide. You can't have soap without sodium hydroxide. It's the chemical that bonds all the oils together and creates soap. All right, so what we do to get started is I get my stick blender, and I like to put it in my oils and kind of spin it around a little bit. And then I pour my lye water down the stick blender. This kind of prevents bubbles, like so. And then we're gonna blend it up. This is kind of loud, so bear with me. Okay, so this is kind of solidified a little bit, if you can tell. So put that in there. So next I'm gonna color my soap batter. Since this soap is pretty much all one color and my embed is already ready, this is pretty easy. Sometimes I do a lot more colors than just one. I'll do like 4 or 5. So we're gonna really scrape this in there because I really want this to be as green as possible. I'm not sure if I said where I got the soap or the color, but it's from Nurture Soap. I love their colors. They're so nice. Wipe my glove off real quick. I got stuff all on it. Making soap is such a mess. Just ask my husband. He comes home too and he's like, I'm guessing you made soap today? All right. Oh my God. This is such a pretty like neon green. I hope that the camera is doing it justice. Oh my God, I love it. Like it reminds, like it's the Grinch. Like it is a Grinch green. And that is exactly what I was going for. All right, so I'm gonna stir this a little bit just to make sure all that color is incorporated. Oh my gosh, y'all, that is so pretty. Look at that green. Ooh. Now, with every soap, the colors are gonna look more vibrant when they're in this stage. Once they start to solidify, of course, the color does dull down just because that's pretty much with anything. If you paint with paints, acrylic paints, they look super vibrant and then they kind of dull down a little bit. That's just kind of how it goes. So I'm gonna pour my fragrance oil in, and I'm gonna kind of stir this by hand. I'll probably end up putting the stick blender in it just a little bit, just because I really want to make sure this oil is incorporated well. I don't want any oil pockets. Oh my gosh, I just can't get over how pretty this green is. So I was gonna name this bar just the Grinch bar, but I just felt like that was just too basic. And I told my husband, I was like, okay, we need to brainstorm. I need a name for this soap. And so I say we, but he actually came up with this soap name, and we're gonna do the Holiday Hoobie Wuddy bar. So if you've ever watched The Grinch, it's the part where Cindy Lou Who sends him to, or wants him to go to the holiday cheermeister, and he goes, Holiday Hoobie Wuddy? So yeah, there you go, there's our bar, the Holiday Hoobie Wuddy bar. I think it suits it. Alrighty. So I'm gonna just do a few blasts with my stick blender just to make sure it's incorporated well. Perfect. Oh my gosh, y'all, my house is going to smell so good. Oh my gosh, it smells like a Christmas tree. I love it. It kind of reminds me of the, I think the name is called the Evergreen candle from Bath and Body Works. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, so I'm gonna bring actually let's do this. I'm gonna bring my molds over here. Hopefully y'all can see it. These are just the molds I typically do. This makes 10 bars of soap, so there will be 10 bars available unless I love this soap so much, which I probably will. I keep one for myself. My husband hates when I do that, but y'all, I do use my soaps. I love them, and I'm not biased or anything, but they feel pretty nice. I do like them. All right, so I have my soap mold. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna pour some of the soap batter into my soap mold, probably about like 3/4 of the way. So I have been kind of debating how I want to do this. I was like, do I want the heart to like kind of be sideways, or should I just do it straight forward? And I kind of drew it out several different ways. I think I just am gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna keep it straight on. And then if it moves a little bit, then that's fine as well. I am gonna let this sit up for a little bit though, because if I place this embed in there, it's just gonna drop to the bottom and it's not gonna look right. So I will be right back. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes, and I kind of let this set a little bit. It's not like, when I do this, it's not like super jiggly. So I'm just going to set this in here. I'm gonna kind of see if y'all can see this a little better, maybe this way. I'm gonna do it on this left-hand side, and I'm gonna just do it kind of straight up and kind of press it in a little bit. So, like that. All right. Oh my God, y'all, I'm so excited. I'm gonna turn it this way so y'all can see that red. There you go. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to slowly pour the rest of this soap batter in. I'm gonna break the fall with my spatula. And we're gonna really fill this up. Oh my gosh, y'all, I know I keep saying that, but I'm just so excited about this. Just reminds me of my mom, dad, and brother. They're gonna love this. This is so up our alley. Like, I really think, like, for Christmas, like, most grandmas and grandpas, like, they dress up as, like, Santa or Mrs. Claus. I can totally see my dad dressing up as the Grinch and not Santa. So that would be my family. What a beautiful soap top. I'm gonna bounce that out a little bit. Okay, let's kind of clean up the edges. So again, I'm gonna have to pause the camera because I'm gonna have to let this sit up for probably about 20 to 30 minutes. And I am gonna come back and texture the top to look like the Grinch's hair. I'm gonna try my best to make it kind of like spiky, and I'll kind of show y'all how I do that if I can get this cleaned up. All right, so I will be right back. All right, so I'm back to texture the top. As you can see, I kind of did a little test around right there. But what I do is I just use a spoon. I'm gonna start this way. I'm gonna kind of dig in a little bit. So I'm gonna start doing that, and then I'm gonna flip to this side and kind of do the same thing. Just to start creating that peak. I'm gonna wipe my spoon off with my noisy gloves. I just can't spend like $25, $30 on a pack of gloves, so these little cheap plasticky, crinkly ones are just gonna have to do until the Rona's gone. My favorite part about soap is, of course, cutting it to see what the inside looks like, but then I love like trying to create and design a top. The great thing is cold process soap is just so much fun to like work with. And you have, typically, if your batter's good, you have a lot of time to kind of mess with it. So sometimes this process can take longer. Maybe y'all can see a little bit better what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm just really working on trying to peak that, maybe make some little twists. And as this solidifies and I keep messing with it, it'll just keep looking better and better as I go. At first it always kind of looks like a jumbled mess, but then finally it'll like really all come together. Typically, I always hate when you have like a great idea and then it kind of just goes to crap. I know we've all been there, it's not just me. All right, so now I'm gonna start kind of really pressing and smoothing this down so it's not like super bumpy on the edges. It's gonna be a little bumpy, can't really do anything with that. So this, it's really just gonna be like a peak. It's not gonna be like a full point, because if I do a full point when I package it, sometimes it'll like smush down and then in shipping it messes up. So I'm not gonna do it like that, but I definitely do wanna create where it's like a, at least like a cool little like hump. It's not gonna be like insanely spiky like I like want it to be, but I'm trying my best. All right, so now I'm really gonna start flopping the top. I think I'm gonna let it set a little bit longer and then I'm gonna play with it, and then when I'm finished, I'll come back in for a close-up, because honestly, this part of soap making is probably very boring to y'all, and I can just sit here and talk to y'all about nothing, and you probably won't like that. So I'll be right back. All right, so I just finished texturing the top of my Holiday Hoobie Woody Bar, and I'm gonna spray the top of this with rubbing alcohol. So the rubbing alcohol just prevents ashing so the color can kind of stay more vibrant on top. You're always going to get some type of ashing though, at least from what I've noticed. But here's the top of my bar. I cannot wait to cut this. So I am going to wait 18 to 24 hours and we're going to chop this loaf into bars and reveal what's on the inside. I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, so we are back the next day to cut the Holiday Hoobie Wuddy bar. And this loaf of soap is very soft still, so I'm gonna go kind of slow, but I already have all my marks made. So I'm gonna kind of shave off this end a little bit. Oh man, you kind of saw it. It's fine. All right, so, oh my God, I cannot wait to see what a bar looks like. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slide this down. All right, we're gonna cut down. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Oh my gosh, it turned out so cute. It smells incredible. Oh my God, I love it. So I'm going to keep cutting these bars and I'll show you every one I cut. See if any of them come out any different, which they shouldn't. But Lord, you never know with soap making. So stinking cute. And the top, kind of try to do some of those peaks like I wanted. So these bars are gonna take probably another week or two to completely solidify and harden. Not solidify, but harden up so that I can package them, which is gonna be perfect timing because Thanksgiving and everything is gonna be coming up soon and holidays and people are gonna be wanting some holiday soaps. So, oh my gosh, it turns out so cute. If you hear my child crying in the background, it's his nap time and he is being incredibly stubborn and will not go to sleep. And he really needs a nap. That's why he's so fussy. So I'm kind of having to let him cry it out, which I hate doing that, but I also need him to be in a good mood the rest of the day. Parent problems. Oh my gosh, y'all. This could not have turned out any more perfect. And I am like obsessed that it kept the color, because sometimes you never know, especially with like neons and like colors that you've never tried before, how they're actually going to turn out. And this turned out perfect. I am just shocked because like I said, you just never ever know what you're gonna get. Where did I put my mark on this one? Hold on a second, y'all. Oh, I think I see it. So my bars, I typically try to do 1-inch bars, but I mean, sometimes they're off a little bit just because it's all done by hand. But each of these bars, they range from 4.5 to 5 ounces, just depending on the cut. And then my soaps where I do like soap frosting, those actually are like 5.5 to 6 ounces. So you actually do get more soap, which is nice. But those are definitely a much longer process, but they always turn out amazing. So just getting to the last few. And if you're wondering why every time I pull my little cutter up, it's just because I like to clean it off because I don't want any of the soap residue to create any like major drag marks. And also once these harden up, I will bevel the edges so they'll look a lot cleaner. I am just obsessed with how this turned out. Like I had the vision and I couldn't have asked for it to be any better. Oh my gosh, so like front and back. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be trying to post videos once or twice a week. If you don't follow me on social media, you can follow me at The Writings Workshop on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook as well. Hope everybody has an amazing day, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.